Hey, good afternoon, team. So we are starting week one here of talent management. And in this week, we are going to explore and start off with what is a performance management system. Our task this week is to read chapter 1 and 2 of Aquinas's book there. And we're going to do some discussion boards, your typical discussion boards where the first one, of course, is student introductions. We're going to explore the performance evaluation systems. We have two case studies we're going to do. One is in chapter 1, it's reality check. The other one is in chapter 2 called disruptive links. Each one has a short paper, less than a page. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be too taxing, right? So each case study should be about a page to me. And the discussion boards, let's do this where there's a couple of discussion boards this week. I think there's 3, right? I deleted a couple, believe it or not, yeah. So let's do initial posts to each discussion board by Friday evening at midnight, and then reply to one classmate per discussion board. So that would be 3 initial posts, 3 replies, okay? Your initial posts, we say it's supposed to be about 200 words. If it's 190, I'm not going to deduct point. Don't worry about word count. I'm not that type of professor. I worry about the objectives, and I worry about your thoughts and your critical thinking skills. I read every discussion board. I may not reply to every discussion board. What I like to do is kind of see where the conversation goes and maybe intervene and inject some comments. I also do not like starting the thread of the discussion board. I know some people, you have the initial topic up at the top, and some professors will like to put in an initial post. I do not like doing that. One, because I like to see what's going on in your head. I don't want to influence the discussion too much. Because to me, that's what it is. It's a discussion, and I should not be influencing the discussion. That being said, that it's a discussion. Do not think in week 3 you will be able to post into the discussion boards in week 1, because then it's not a discussion, it's just a post. Okay? If you miss your weekly discussion boards, I will most likely close out the discussion boards at the end of the week. I hate doing that, but it has to be done. It's not fair to people if the discussion's not happening. Now, like I said in my introductory video, if something's going on with you that, I don't know, the wrath of God has removed all internet capability and cell phone use from you, we'll try to figure it out. But, yeah, so that's what's going on this week. There's also a couple other things, right? There's a website on there for the Connecticut Department of Labor, and the ONET job site. Want you to explore that for a little bit, to take a look at some career fields and think about how performance management was done or is done at your current employment or a place you used to work. And they're all a little different, I have been a government employee my entire life, and I have been through so many different types of performance evaluation and management systems. It's amazing, and sometimes government employees get, bad rap in the media because of this. There used to be a system called NSPS where we got evaluated on the performance of our objectives, but it ended up being too much of an administrative nightmare, and the bureaucracy got too much. That's what we were doing, was our performance evaluation and not doing our jobs. So we got rid of that, luckily. Anyways, hey, let me share a story with you. Okay, this is a good one, and this happened to me just 2 days ago. So this was an ethical dilemma on my part, and anyways, it's definitely relates to our subject matter on communication and performance evaluations and performance monitoring and dealing with employees. So I'm getting my car serviced at a Toyota dealership here in Newport, Rhode Island. And I'll let you look it up. There's only one Toyota dealership in Newport, Rhode Island. And I go in to the service department. There's three service clerks, I guess you could say, at their desk. Behind them is a glass office that is the service manager, right? And the clerks, there is a 30-year-old man, a young 20-something woman, and probably a 50-year-old man. And I would say the program manager is about 30 years old, right? So I go in there, and this manager has one of the clerks in his office, and it's a glass office. I can see everything, and I can hear everything because it's glass. And he is swearing up a storm at this employee. I mean, name calling. And excuse me, I'm not going to cuss, but he's like, you mother, you effing, you listen to me, you. It's appalling, right? So this guy comes out, not the service manager, but the other guy, and he goes to work like, being a professional. Now the service manager calls all three of them in to the office. Now, granted mind, this customer's waiting for service, and he is going to town on all of them. And this lasts for about 5 minutes. And then I finally knock on the door, and I was debating this because I don't know the situation, but nobody should ever be talked to this way, right? And I said, hey, I hate to break up the love fest, but, we're waiting. You got customers waiting out here, right? And, so, he gives me, 1 minute, sir. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now I should have just left, gone someplace else. But anyways, the service manager, the clerks came out, pretty upset, you could tell. And, they took care of us. Now, the service manager never apologized to any of the customers, never apologized for his behavior at all. Because, it was so vulgar that if I was one of those employees getting that type of butt chewing in front of customers, I would have filed a workplace, harassment or a lawsuit. It was that bad. I would have walked off the job. And think about what that would have done to the company if 3 service managers just walked off the job after that manager did that type of butt chewing. So then, I'm debating, okay, what do I do? So I next decide I'm going to go talk to the general manager about this behavior that we all witnessed. And so I go talk to the general manager, and he's, very open. He's just like, yes, thank you, sir. Yes, walls have thin ears. Yeah, we're aware of it. And so I was waiting for and what we are going to do, which I never got. So then I talked a little more, and I said, this is a bad representation on your car company, a bad representation on Toyota. Not the fact that the clerks did something wrong, but the fact that you treat your employees that way, because they could have burnt the building down. Nobody deserves to be talked to that way. So then, anyways, the next morning, Toyota got an email from me because I didn't, there was not even an apology. But I had that slight ethical dilemma that, what do I do? Do I follow up on this? And I was thinking about, this class. And I'm like, performance management, how would anybody mark this manager now on his performance? Are they just going to say, oh, yeah, you got so many cars serviced. Yeah, is it the leadership aspect that you had so much turnover because you are such a jerk? All of the employees left. Is that being documented on that performance monitoring? These are the questions that we got to ask. When we are thinking of a performance monitoring system, is it just the completion of the mission? Did that guy get so many cars serviced? Did he save the company money? Or was there a huge turnover in employees because that guy was such a jerk? Remember something too, that your legacy is how you work with people, right? That guy could have been the greatest service manager in all history of cars. They were in and out so quickly, no defects. But the way he dealt with people, everybody will say, yeah, he was a good service manager, but what a jerk. Nobody ever wants to work with him. That's your legacy. That's how people remember you. you know. So anyways, get going this week, and I will see you in cyberspace. Contact me if you need me for anything. Don't forget, make sure you have those books. And this week ends on Sunday night at midnight, or 2400 for us military people. Thanks. Dave out.